What's up, y'all? It is December 23rd. This is a Raw review. Raw was tape delayed, coming to you not live from Houston. Sometimes you gotta happen. Sometimes you gotta get people a week off, you know? Well, sorry. I'm gonna move some stuff real quick. Try to keep this review real concise. Cut out some of the stuff I didn't really think held a whole lot of. If it didn't hold my attention, I don't think it holds a lot of merit in this review. So the opening promo kind of did that. I mean, they're just kind of killing. I mean, they're killing time until the next Randy Orton story goes through. I don't know who he's fighting next at the Rumble. Maybe he's gonna fight someone that comes up later. We'll talk about that in a second when it comes up. Sin Cara defeated Curtis Axel. I was on my phone during this one. Not gonna lie. Even though I do like new Sin Cara a little bit, I just don't really care for Curtis Axel matches. After that, the Total Divas beat the 6 non-Total Divas. It's kind of boring when they do this all the time. It's not for me though. It's not for most people on here. My little sister who likes Total Divas, when she sees them on the show, marks out, and they've created the fan base they were trying to create. So good for them. They accomplished something there. So I can't hate on them. If I was to hear and hate on them and be like, "Yo, Total Divas gonna lose more," then that would be ridiculous because the Divas division, first off, is not really marketed a whole lot towards men anymore. I mean, yes, you can say kind of, sort of. That's why they wear the clothing and stuff like that. But it's more for the women viewers when they're watching to be like, ooh. And that's not a bad thing. It's not misogynistic to say that. It's not like, you know, females don't enjoy main event stuff and other things like that. It's like this is diversity. This is what they do with the Divas division is what they should do with black people, maybe. Because for years, Latino wrestlers have been very well represented, but not a whole lot of black wrestlers have come through and been themselves. Maybe it's because the lucha libre uh, culture is a little bit different than the black culture. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. I know there's a lot of story. You can say there's a lot of story history behind with the lucha libre wrestlers and all of that, and I'll agree with that. But I would like to see. There's a lot of talented black wrestlers that are out there right now that I would not mind seeing. Sorry, I turned this down a little bit. I was going to get too sidetracked. I don't wait too long on that. Backstage, Damien Sandow did a thing where he's the bad Santa. And then after that, they announced that Batista's returning on January 20th, which is going to be the head tagline to this video. Even though I'm going to talk about everything, this is the most important thing, so I'll give some time to it. For Batista, a lot of people are saying, "Wow, why did you?" I mean, I hopped on. I was on my phone, I was checking out the Twitter world. I was in the IRC chat for Reddit Squared Circle, and people are just like, why are they in the internet? The internet has announced this already. They already leaked this by accident, but why are they going for it now? Why are they announcing when he's going to be there? I mean, there's a couple different things. First off, they're in they're in TV deal negotiations right now. If you have this and this gets good ratings, they're going to be in negotiation time around then. So I could see them using it as some sort of because it's gonna draw. It's Batista. He passes the people who actually heard of him test. So that one's good. Um, but the main concern is why not just have him come out as a surprise in the Rumble? Well, that doesn't boost the Rumble's buy rate, which, as we've seen from every pay-per-view since SummerSlam, buy rates are down here. And even though you're trying to say 2013 everything's different, they could probably live off of the money they make off the TV deal and the what's it called, advertising on the app. They probably could. I don't know. I can't go deep into their numbers because even though they're a publicly traded company, they aren't throwing every single intricate number out there. I don't have every metric available, but buy rates are a big part of wrestling. That's a huge revenue stream. And not only that, the back-end DVD sales are also big. And even after that, the Raw afterwards, if you have a good pay-per-view, is always rated well, unless it's going against something ridiculous. But most of the time, when you have a good pay-per-view, that bounce-back Raw, people are hyped about it. This gets the go home show pumped. The go home show we've seen some, it's hit and miss if they're gonna show some love. If fans are gonna watch or not. But when you have Batista on there right before, that gets people's eyes on the product, gets all that stuff. And even though he's not coming out to pop the Pittsburgh crowd, I'm sure they have someone, I'm sure they have some more surprise people. And he might not even be in the Rumble match. The way I'm seeing it is there's no real threat for Randy. I mean, there's no real guy to go against Randy Orton right now. I'm sorry. I mean, it's weird because he hasn't solidified himself as the heel. And he can't really do that unless he goes against one of the big three faces in Cena, Bryan, or Punk. Punk's fighting the Shield. Bryan's fighting the Wyatt family, and the Shield. And CM Punk. Cena. This television just keeps throwing me off. Sorry, guys. This is so unprofessional, but I don't get paid for this. I don't really care about professionalism at this point. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts. Actually pants, sitting in my basement talking to a webcam. But Cena versus Orton, they just did. You're going to rematch it at the Rumble after it drew so bad? No one's going to care about it then. There's no real threat that Cena's going to take it because it doesn't, even though Cena's popular, it doesn't feel like right now he's clicking well enough to be the overall champion, and it would alienate a whole lot of people. So I'm thinking you throw Batista up in that match against Randy Orton and say, you can even book Batista. He comes back, he's always a face, and then you say, oh, Batista used to be the guy. This is the guy now. And then you have that match, and then maybe afterwards Batista turns. Maybe Batista hops in the Rumble after that. Who knows? You still get the pop when that music hits. But no one ever returns after a long hiatus to be a heel. Has not. I want to say it has never happened because there's gonna be someone who's gonna be like, oh, it happened back in 1997 on Nitro, but I'm not. There is no instant that pops into my mind where somebody has come back from a hiatus as long as Batista, and it was as popular as Batista was, even though it was a heel when he left. It hasn't really done anything to get moreover as a face sense. When he returns, people are going to go nuts because it's Batista. So that right there makes him a compelling. People are going to be carrying on. You can make a compelling face right after that, at least for the jump, and then roll that out, and then maybe have him turn afterwards. Strike while the iron's hot on that turn at least. Whatever. That was. Sorry. Grab some water real quick. Alright. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think about Batista. That'll be the one. I always feel like I ask too many questions in here. This is the only real noteworthy thing. You guys tell me your opinion on the entire show, but if you have to answer one question down there in the comments, I would like you to answer. How do you feel about Batista's return? It's not a yes or no question because it's not really a poll. I really just want to see how you guys feel about it. There's probably some people out there who think Batista's overrated. I know, you guys exist. People think everyone's overrated. People probably think we're overrated. Justin can't be here tonight because he's watching the Falcons game at his house. And he doesn't... There's not enough time in breaks of football to watch wrestling. And the football game is more timely relevant, especially today. So... maybe we'll throw out a video one of these days about doing some random stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll go talk about and film some stuff. That'd be great. Sorry. I forgot this is going to be a short video. The Wyatts defeat Bryan and the Rhodes family. The Wyatts and the Bryan thing, I think, is going to be continuing for a while. There's no point to dive into it deep because nothing really changed from previous stuff. Had Mark Henry backstage being the good Santa. Mark Henry is a nice guy. It's actually pretty funny. They had a Christmas Carol sing-off after that. Xavier Woods and R-Truth versus 2MB since Heath Slater's not in Austin. Versus Santino and the Great Khali. Santino and the Great Khali won. Because R-Truth can't sing, he was trying to rap. 2MB was cringe bad, which is good because that's what they're trying to do. And then Santino and the Great Khali are a guy from Canada pretending to be Italian, and the Great Khali who was just making noises. I forgot what song they were doing, but he was just doing the bum 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 or la 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 whatever. I mean, it's the Christmas special. You can't complain about things like this. It got through. Was I vigorously taking notes because this has great value towards the Rumble, which is the most important thing. As somebody who comments about the actual show, I mean, I can tell you my opinion on it, but I think the value more comes from saying where I think things are going and how they got to where they were at. It's just a one-off thing. This next thing, Fandango wins a President on a pole match against Dolph, so he gets an IC title match against Biggie Langston next week on Raw. Not a bad thing. Not exactly something you're going to write home about at this point. The Fandango character is flatline. I mean, it sucks. I mean, everything flatlines at some point. Everything regresses. There's no way you can continue to improve. At some point, you peak. At some point, you plateau. There's not very many things in life that aren't like that. And Fandango has been like that. He started off and it was like, what is this dancing guy doing? And then he grew on you a little bit, and then he took off when everyone started dancing along with the music. And then he's just been stagnant for a little while. And it doesn't mean you have to turn him. It doesn't mean you have to really do anything. You really have to just have him be in a feud against someone who people care about, and people will care about him again if you could book it right. Not every single time someone gets stale, you have to think about flipping them, or you have to think about doing something drastic. I mean, this feud with Biggie Langston could go somewhere. I'm not seeing it going anywhere really, because because that's just where Biggie is and where he is. They're too far apart. But sorry, throat feel dry. I mean, the push of Fandango is not the biggest concern for WWE right now. I'm guessing. I can think of maybe, I don't know, 10 things that are more important. Obviously, it's someone's job to get him over even more so, as well as it's his job. He's done a pretty good job himself, but it's someone's job in the creative department to help get Fandango over. Hopefully, it happens soon. Hopefully, he gets more so. I mean, what's his ceiling is the other question, because everything also has a ceiling. He's not going to sell out Louisiana Superdome by himself. He's not going to be a main event guy as this Fandango dancing character unless there's more to it. But that would take a long time and a whole lot of work. But there's no shame in being a guy who, when his match hits the mid card, people are pumped. These man graphics do not look that good. Is it supposed to be for the Xbox One? Why would I buy this? It looks like this. NBA 2K. Sorry, the Madden commercial came on. Oh wow, that was an Xbox. Why would I buy that if every other game looks ridiculous? Whatever. Usos beat PTP. Darren Young said they were in Houston instead of Austin. There was "This is Austin" chants and "Houston sucks." Shout out. Usos are another. I mean, everything I said about Fandango, you could say about the Usos. Yeah. And you can say also about Damien Sandow, who lost his next match to Mark Henry. Damien Sandow started off so hot. He was killing the SmackDown stuff when he first came out. And then I think that also was because SmackDown was a pretty solid show back then. There was a lot of great stuff happening on SmackDown, and he was happened to be there, and his stuff wasn't bad, so he was the beneficiary of a lot of that. Mark Henry at that time when Sandow was going off was killing it in the Hall of Pain run, so it's kind of sad. I mean, ebbs and flows, things go around in cycles, things got to go down before they go up. All of that 1,000 cliches you can say, but it's kind of sad to see Mark Henry as he was the focal point of the show. But he was the focal point of a gimmick show as Good Santa, who goes over and beats Damien Sandow and saves Christmas. Awesome. Whatever. Next, after this, only promo segment we're really going to talk about a tiny bit. CM Punk, Biggie, and John Cena talking to Renee Young in the back. And it looked like CM Punk was actually smiling and having fun, which was really odd because usually he doesn't do that all that much. And it was refreshing, and the promo itself was good. And I like when they do promos in the back more because I don't like when guys are standing in the ring talking for 10 minutes. I much prefer Renee Young to be sitting there on the microphone and then hands it over because you can hear the reaction from the crowd in the background, but seeing a human reacting to it is another reason why the backstage stuff works better. When it was Mean Gene back in the day and it was somebody going off, and Mean Gene starts to get this look on his face like, what? What do you... Macho Man, what do you mean? And the Macho Man's like, oh, I've been in the danger zone. And you can see a look in his eye where he's just like, what? It helps, you help relate as somebody who's watching the program as well. But, I mean, in-ring promos are really good for some people. But I like the backstage stuff better. This one was good. It led to the final match of the night. Ryback defeated Kofi Kingston. That's not the final match of the night. That was just a match that happened. I think I walked upstairs for that one to probably get this water. And that was about it. Ryback is the textbook for when somebody flatlines, what not to do. Why would you... Oh, yeah, he's getting over as a face. It's awesome. Let's turn him heel. Okay. Yeah, and let's give him a dumb biker gimmick. Okay. And let's make him a bully. Okay, let's just keep doing all these different things. Not a fan of what they've done. Kofi Kingston is pretty much where he's going to be at this point. He's been there longer than Sandow has, longer than a lot of the other guys at Fandango and other guys I've mentioned, really. So he's kind of more set into where he's at, I think. It's tough when you're pursued something for so long to snap and go, become something else. Bad news Barrett. Well, wasted potential there too, but not as much. I don't see the hype. I mean, I wasn't watching during the Nexus, so I didn't see the Nexus thing going. So before you guys smash your keyboards and tell me how great he was during the Nexus, think of the people that were in that Nexus and how a lot of them went on to do some good stuff. Because I'm the most popular guy from the Nexus, even though he was the leader and he was given the pushes and all of that. It was. But he took charity money on the streets of Austin, kind of looking like a Salvation Army kind of guy, and then he said, "I'm not affiliated with any charity. I'll take this money home with me." And then it was hashtag Bad News Barrett. Whatever, didn't matter. And after that, Biggie Langston, CM Punk, and John Cena defeat the Shield via disqualification after Biggie had the big ending and all of that. It wasn't the. I mean, I like the ending. You put guys of this caliber in a wrestling match, and it works out well. So, get that onside kick. Oh yes, oh my gosh, they just got that onside kick. That was a fan. Sorry, once again, football's on. Falcons kicked the onside kick and just got it. There's 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. I think I'm just gonna end this review right here, and the time it's gonna take them before they get their offense back on the field. Biggie Langston. If you watch SmackDown, if you watch this, he's getting the Daniel Bryan treatment of March or April, where he just hits when he hits his moves, they're as good as it gets. It's just like, I mean, the comeback sequence, whatever you want to call it, the finish. I mean, I guess you could call it either of those, but both, and whenever he gets in the ring and starts going, the fans react with him, and that's a good thing. And I think there's a big future there. Hopefully, when he starts to go like this, they don't turn him heel. They let him just sit there and maybe get in a feud with somebody that builds something else. But either way, that was the first down if I did my hand like that. Let me know how you feel about Batista returning and whatever else you want to talk about Raw with. I'll be good with the comments again. As you see on our last one, I got into a long-winded discussion. It happens. I'm cool with that. I'd rather have solid discussions via text than you guys sending in video responses, because doing the video thing involves me, doing my hair. It takes me about an hour to do my hair every morning. I gotta get my hair right, get them curlers in, get them curlers out, get that hairspray in, get that hairspray out, and then back in again, and get that gel up in the corners. Anyway, if you like what you've seen, you guys can subscribe. It's down there. I'd probably put a subscribe thing up here if I wasn't lazy. You guys could have done that already. Let us know if you have any questions like that you want us to answer the Q&A and then message thing. Maybe Justin and I will do that if you guys have those. Anyway, thank you for watching. Merry holidays in case you're not celebrating Christmas. I'm cool with that. You guys can do whatever you want. We really appreciate you guys being along with us for this 2-year journey of us talking into our webcams and then people watching us, because it's kind of weird thinking about it, because we had some videos get a couple thousand views and things like that. And to think about us talking about wrestling in front of 1,000 people is kind of crazy to me. But thank you, and if I don't see you before the new year, because you never know what's happening with the next Raw review or anything like that, Happy New Year. 2014 will be great.